Well, hello, my spooky friends. How are you doing? I see some of y'all in the chat. Um, I am not going to turn my camera on for just a minute because we're going to play a little game. Okay. I am going to I am in costume, okay? But let me just tell you this. I decided to not do something traditional, okay? I've been everything for Halloween, but I decided to be a little creative, just take a little liberties. And so I told my coworkers and my daughter, who's having a party tomorrow, so I'm going to do this again tomorrow night. And when I told them what I was going to be, they just rolled their eyes. Oh my God. So we're going to play a game, and I am going to I'm going to put my camera on for just a minute, and I want you to type. I'm going to let you look at me. Type what you think I am, because I am going to let's see. Of the people that get it right, we're going to do a wheel spin, and I'm going to give you a copy of my book, Lizzie Borden: The Lies Behind the Legend. So I need you to concentrate. It's not hard, okay? It's not hard, but you have to say it just right, okay? You have to say it just right. And it's okay. You can laugh at me. But look, why just be normal, okay? Why be normal? All right. All right. You ready? I'm going to give you, let's say, maybe, let me fluff my hair a little bit. Okay. Let me give you like a 5-second look. Tell me what I am. Okay. Put it in the comments. What is my costume? I'm going to have to get my other glasses on for this one. I have 2 pairs of glasses. This is so funny. While everybody is talking, let me throw up some comments. Hello, Patricia. Good to see ya. Samantha, good to see you too. Look, I know I'm behind on everything. Y'all, I'm just going to tell you what. Y'all have no idea. This week has kicked my rear end. And I'm going to tell you, I don't even have I don't even, I can't even where to start with what has gone wrong this week. Hey, Deb, 731. You're passing out candy? Oh my gosh. It does seem like it's been forever since I've been online, but I'm still not coming back online for another at least week or 2, and I'm chomping at the bit on Silky Southern, but I'm not quite ready. Oh my gosh, but there's so many things I've wanted to talk about that I haven't, and it's driving me nuts. Xanthi, hey, how are you? The 4S at Silky's, Lizzie and the chat family. Yeah, and we've got Miss Scullet back there. If you saw in the background, Scully. We got Sachi. Let's see. Hello, Donald Allen. I'm going to listen while getting ready together. Oh my God, you're going to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Cool. Cool. They don't do anything like that around here. Let me see what else is going on. Nobody's taking a guess. Oh, a Bride of Frankenstein. An aerobics teacher. No, Elton John is getting closer, Patricia. Okay, I'm going to show you again. Hello, old soul. Okay. Yeah, you're getting closer. You're getting closer, Diane. Madam Butterfly, you're getting closer. Hello, Lori. Wait, let's see, Mary. And Lori. Let's see. Okay, let me let you look at me again. All right. Let's try this one more time. I want to give away a copy of the book, y'all. Come on. Um, Now look real close at all of the elements. Okay? All of the elements. Okay, we got a flower power there. Got some cool glasses. This is a big clue. Tell me what I am. I'm gonna leave the camera up. The first one who puts it, okay? Yes, you're right. Partially, not quite all. Let's see, the first one that said a social butterfly. that would have been that would have been close. I am a bee, but not a regular bee, not a bumblebee. Y'all are almost getting it. Almost getting it. So okay, look, I've got a little thing here. Remember, I said I was being creative. Like I'm making this costume up. Yeah, queen bee. I should have done that. I should put a crown on here. Almost close. I'm not a regular bee. Think about the flower. Worker bee. Yeah, I've been a worker bee all week, Patricia. I'll tell you that. Here, let me throw these comments up to the side. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see how I do this. No. Where's my chat box? How come I'm on? I want this to be on top. There we go. Are y'all seeing that now? The chat box should be on top. Let me move that up. Hold on just a second so y'all can see that. There we go. Okay, now let me see. Just so everybody online can see this. Let's see. Queen bee, honeybee, 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 honeybee. Who is this? I'm sorry, I can't see. Brenda Gardner, hello. Hello to you. Honeybee, not quite. Spelling bee. Okay, not a honeybee. I've got a flat. Okay, y'all think. I've got a. This is supposed. I couldn't find like a tied. This is a headband. Got some cool glasses. A headband. We got some flower power. Got some peace and love. Y'all will get it in a second. I hope nobody at the party's gonna get it tomorrow night. Wait, was this what kind of bee? A quilting bee. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that is a good idea. Okay. We're almost there. Come on, somebody say it. Somebody say it. Okay, but we are gonna. I've got some cool stuff. Got some letters that y'all have sent in. I've got some comments from y'all, and we've got some TikToks. We've got just like a whole different bunch of stuff. Yes, somebody said it. Who said this? A hip bee. Yes, absolutely. Yay! Okay, MUG71WR. If you will email me a hip bee. Let me type this in here. Okay. Hold on. I might have to put my other glasses on top of these glasses. Look at this. This is insanity, y'all. I want you to. I can't put my whole thing up there because for some reason it won't come up on here. It won't let you put all of your stuff, your whole email, for whatever reason. But if you will email me at avelincottage@gmail. Where you want me to send that, I will send you a copy of my. Whoops. See, I've done messed up my costume now. I will send you a copy of this book, Lizzie Borden, The Lies Behind the Legend. Yay! Samantha Springman, I owe you one anyway, okay? So don't you worry. You are definitely going to get one. Samantha mods for me on my other channel, and she does a absolutely spectacular job. So I'm just, the only reason I haven't sent you one, Samantha, is because I know that you've been kind of going through it. So I wanted you to just, get settled, get some peace, and then I'll send you one when you get settled. So anyway, yes, but I'm so excited y'all got that. All right, are y'all ready? Does anybody have plans? It's hard when All Hallows Eve is on a Friday like this. It's kind of weird because like you want to celebrate it on the weekend, and we're having around here a lot of costume contests and stuff like that tomorrow night. And as a matter of fact, my daughter's party is tomorrow night. It's here, so guess who won't be sleeping Saturday night? Me. The hippie. Yeah, this. Yes, congratulations to the winner. Absolutely. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can see your comments. Absolutely. I'm gonna have to change. Okay, I'm gonna have to change glasses. I'm gonna have to see y'all's comments. Good. I'm good. Yeah. Next time, Samantha, you have an appeal hearing the day after your birthday. Well, hopefully it goes good. All right. Okay, good. Good. All right, we're going to start with. We're going back and forth. I hate not having a costume, but I hate not seeing too, y'all. That kind of sucks. All right. Let's see. Let's go to. Let's see. Where is my. Let's start with some. No, wait. I'll tell you what. Let's start with because I love the way this one came up, y'all. This is a TikTok. I thought it was a good one. Her opening line was just insane. I'm like, what? What's she talking about? Okay, let's listen to this one. This is an Appalachian spooky story, but the way that she starts this video just grabbed my attention.
Y'all ever called the cops on a ghost? So I have now. I don't really know what else you would call it. Okay, so I will tell you this story. I was in a wedding this past weekend, and this wedding was in Tennessee, okay? And it was along the Appalachian Trail. I used to live in North Georgia, and I know a thing or two about the Appalachian Trail. The main thing that I know about it is you don't mess with it, okay? If it talks to you, no, it didn't. Turn right around. If you hear a whistle, no, you didn't. Turn right around. I don't mess with that, and I moved away happily from the drama that is another realm that is circling on up in there. Anyway, I'm at this wedding, and we check into our Airbnb. We get there the night of the rehearsal dinner, and of course, we travel with our whole zoo, so I've got 3 dogs. I've got 3 dogs with us. And we check into the Airbnb, and immediately I go into the main bedroom to put our stuff down, and I'm like, I don't like it. And I told Sebastian, I'm like, I don't want to stay in this room. Can we stay in the other room? And he's like, the kids' room? Yes. Something in this room is wrong. We stay in the other room, and then we jet on over to the rehearsal dinner. By the time we get back that night, we're exhausted. We know we have to be up. I got early in the morning with the bridesmaids. So we crash. Now, it's important to note that because we stayed in the kids' bedroom, when you walk out of that kids' bedroom, there's like 2 living rooms and then the kitchen, but you can see all the way through to the kitchen. Dogs are in crates in that second living room. So I come out of the bedroom to go to the bathroom, and I look into the kitchen, and there I see it. There is a grown man standing in my Airbnb at the counter. This guy's big, okay? Now ask yourself, what do you do in that moment? Freeze, and I'm checking all the things. Am I asleep? Am I dreaming? Let me fixate my eyes. What am I seeing right now? No, I see, clear as day, a grown man standing at the counter, and I'm like, someone broke into the Airbnb. I watch a lot of true crime. Okay, I was prepared for this. I locked the doors. I wedged the chairs. This is an important note. I wedged the kitchen chairs up under the doors leading to the outside. Staring at this man with his back to me. And my dog, Crouton, locks in and sees what I see. And he starts his little, okay, well, time is limited. He's about to turn around. So my choice is either to lunge into the room in front of me and undo the crate and get my German Shepherd to eat this man. Or there's a banister right here by the fireplace and the bedroom. So I duck right back here. So as I duck behind this banister, there's like a vase. So the wall and the vase, and I'm behind it, but I can kind of see into the kitchen while this vase is like covered. I got one eyeball on him, okay? My dog is still like, ugh. I close the door ever so quietly and I flip the lights on and I'm like, Sebastian, get up. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, there is somebody in our kitchen. There's somebody in our kitchen. Holding the door, and I grab my phone, and I'm like, I'm just gonna call 911. Like, this is not my house. This is an Airbnb that somebody has broken into. And my dogs are out there. So I call the cops, and I'm like, I'm at the Airbnb, like, track my location. Somebody broke into our Airbnb. I don't know who this person is, and I don't know if they're dangerous or they're, like, mentally stable. I don't know. Y'all gotta come in here and handle this. So as I'm on the phone with the cops, I'm like, this is such a wild way to die. Like, I would hate to be murdered at an Airbnb. I'm here for bridesmaids duty, not policeman duty. The only thing that I will be policing is the bride's tequila shots. Okay, that's what I'm here for. So longer story short, 3 minutes feels like half an hour. The cops get there. The door that we have to let them in is like right outside this bedroom door. So Sebastian's like, okay, like, let me go and like, we'll get him in here fast. Opens the door, pulls the chair out from under the door, unlocks it, lets the cops in. Now I've got 4 cops surveilling this Airbnb. We can't find him. This man was large, okay? And we can't find him. So that's when I noticed that in the kitchen, the only other door leading to the outside also still has the chair wedged under it. Meaning that nobody could have broken inside and then broken back out and leaned the chair up under, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't do that from the outside. So he is nowhere to be found. And I'm sure that I look crazy to these police officers who at this point find out that we don't live there. It's an Airbnb, and they skedaddled. They ran out of there like an old Cartoon Network scene. I'm just in this house convinced. I'm like, Sebastian, there's no way someone left. There's no way somebody left. They are still in here. Well, there's nothing. There's no attic. There's no floorboards. I pulled out every book of a bookshelf. Nothing turned around. I don't know where this person came from. I opened every cabinet. I looked in the oven. This person disappeared. To call that other than like a mimic or something like that. Like, I walked out and maybe it didn't see me, or it did. I don't know what the situation was. What I can tell you is I did not go back to bed. That bridesmaid's morning started 4 a.m. for me. I was not going back to sleep at all. And then here's the thing. After the wedding the next night, I'm like, well, I have a choice to make. Do I either stay in this Airbnb the second night, or do I just drive home? More things that happen, like the lights would randomly just turn off and on. The TV would turn itself off and on. Like the oven and dishwasher door like flew open. So there were other things that were weird too. But those were the main ones. So yeah, just wondering, guys, have you too ever accidentally called the cops on a ghost? My mom used to say if it was a snake, it'd bit you. Yeah, well, if it was a murder, I'd be dead because I did not move fast enough. I did not.
Wow. Wow. What do y'all think about that? I mean, that's kind of insane, right? That's, yeah, you think. I would call the cops too. Honestly, I would have done the exact same thing. Let me see. Let me see what y'all are saying. Who's all is in there? And I don't have my regular glasses on, so y'all, I can't see. I'm either going to be a hippie or I'm just going to be blind. And be blind, or I'm not going to be a hippie. Hold on. I don't want to miss anybody though. So let's switch for just a second. Let me put my regular glasses on. I'm not nearly as hippie without these. Okay. Let's say a hippie bee. Yeah, you got that. Hey Buckeye, good to see you. Amanda says I'd be checking behind the pictures. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd be kind of embarrassed though. What are you gonna tell the police when they get there? Like, oh my god, you know, like you look like a lunatic. You do because, geez. But that's kind of that's the way it is. You know. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have disrupted your evening, Mister Policeman. But my ghost, um, I've stayed at some really bizarre, and I love Airbnbs. By the way, I do. I love to stay in them. I would much prefer, and I feel much safer in an Airbnb than I do in a hotel. But yeah, I don't know. I've had some weird vibes. I'm not gonna lie. I've had some really weird vibes in some Airbnbs. Have y'all? How many of y'all would you stay? Tell me in the comments. How many of y'all have stayed in an Airbnb, and would you stay in an Airbnb? Because if you haven't, let me just tell you. I've had some really bad experiences in hotels because all times of the night, you have people like rattling your door. I don't know if they're drunk and they're thinking they're at their door and they're not, or if it's some creep trying to get in, or like, whatever. And I'm always afraid that somebody's key is going to work. And I always, put the extra thing, that's up on the top. But I don't know. It's just weird. And there's too many people in there, and you're afraid, like in the middle of the night, sometimes you just realize I didn't get ice. I did not get ice. And so I'm thirsty and I want ice. And I'm like afraid to go out into the hallways, and there's weird smells. I just haven't had really good hotel experiences. Even in the nice hotels, it's just like you don't know what I'm like I gotta be careful what I say. What kind of person is just next door. You don't know. But in the Airbnbs, if y'all haven't ever stayed in one, let me just tell you, you don't ever stay in a new one, okay? Unless you're probably a man, all right, or you're a whole family, or you, I don't know. I don't, as a single woman, I do not stay in Airbnbs that are not like super hosts or have been in operation for years and have great reviews. Um, because I like to know and I like to have it guaranteed. But you if you are very careful with your Airbnb, you can stay with some great places and you'll see reviews on the hosts. I've gotten to, talk to some really great and interesting people, absolutely fabulous. Places I would go back. I'm not even interested in visiting the area. I would just like to go back to the Airbnb because it was great. It was absolutely great. And and they're usually cheaper, not always, but they're much more homey, and they're usually in residential places in nicer neighborhoods. You got to be careful. Like I said, read the reviews, but they're usually somewhere where nobody will find you. Like they're obscure. So if you can stay incognito, okay? You just go up and it looks like you live there. It's really cool. Really cool thing to do. I just like it. Let's see what y'all are saying. Um, that she thought of a secret passage. Yeah, because y'all know. Have y'all seen all these videos and stuff about people living in the walls and crap? Like that scares me. That scares me. Like if somebody's living in my attic or in my ceiling, I'm like, no, no, honey, I love the old houses with hidden rooms. We had one that had a hidden room behind a bookcase. Oh, cool. The bookcase was the door. Now, see, that's cool if it was a cool hidden room. But you know what I think of, Deb? I don't know why. It's just where my mind goes because I've seen all the creepy movies. It's like if you have a hidden room, that was I can't say that word. It was a tea chamber. And I don't mean like sipping. Like bad things happened in that room. Why else would you have a secret room? Now I would like to have a secret room because I would just go and I would pull I would pull the bookcase and I would be like, I'm hiding from the whole world. Like I would literally sip my tea and just be like, ah, no one can find me. That would be cool. But in my head, in my twisted, warped head, Deb, there nefarious things have happened in secret rooms, but that's just me. Because you know, I'm warped. Uh, Gretchen, hello, Gretchen. Hi, happy Halloween to you as well. Let's see. Xanthi says paranoid about. Oh yes. Oh my gosh, y'all. Hidden cameras, absolutely. Um, uh, I had one of my old bosses. She went to Europe. She's from there, but she stayed in a Airbnb because, of course, she no longer lives there. And when she got back, she was talking about she had watched something on TV about hidden cameras, and had filmed and she had taken a picture of what they said was a fire alarm, fire something or other, but it was a smoke alarm. But it was weird. It was like really, really weird. And it didn't look like a smoke alarm. It didn't look like a sprinkler. It was just weird. And so I said, okay, well, let's Google it. So she had taken a picture of it on her phone because it was just so weird looking. We started looking at that thing and we couldn't find the exact one, but we found a lot of ones that looked like that were cameras. And I was like, oh my God, Miss, I'll spare her, knowing her name, but I was like, hey, Miss B, I think they were watching you. And she was like, oh no. It was, I'm like, I really don't know, but it is very sus, very, very sus. Um, and so, yeah, uh, and they have these little things you can detect them though. Yeah, Samantha, me too. I have picked up very bad vibes. Let's see. You have stayed in an Airbnb? I say I love them. Not to say that they can't do terrible things. They can. Um, yes, Lori, that is yes. As a single lady, that's why I do too. Even if I'm traveling with my daughter or another single friend, I just feel like we're more safe with the family. As long as the family isn't, the Geens. So or the Dahmers. You never know. Um, let's see. Okay, Gretchen says I just watched a show about a teen who unalived a couple after living in their walls. Oh my gosh, for months. Yeah. Like it's insane. Like people who have thought their houses were haunted, they weren't haunted. There was somebody living there. Like that's creepy. Um and then there have been people who just lived in people's attics or whatever because they couldn't afford, like they just couldn't afford rent. um kind of understand. Like I wondered before because this house stayed empty for so long before I bought it. I wondered if somebody was living under my house. I don't know why. I just got that somebody living under my house. I have a pretty big crawl space and it was very warm weather. And I'm like, it would be nice and cool here in the summertime. I don't know. I don't feel like that anymore. But a few months after I moved in, when I had to have somebody crawl under the house to do something, I asked him, I said, can you like look and see if there's garbage or anything? Does it look like anybody's been living under there? And he said he didn't see anything. So I'm like, okay, I'm just insane. That's all. It's okay. You can be a little insane. Um, let's see. All right, we're gonna go on. Let's see. What is this? Oh, how cool. Okay. Donald Allen says, I stayed at an Airbnb castle that had a hidden door that was a bookshelf that led to an upstairs bedroom. Now, that would be super cool. That would be super, super cool. Um, I'm glad I made you laugh, Lori. Okay, Buckeye says, no experience with Airbnb, but I have been to places, Mansion in St. Louis, which is a lovely restaurant now, but you can see the rest of the house, which certainly seem to have spirits. I'm going to have to look that up, Buckeye, because I really have not heard of that one. Huh, Limp Mansion. And you can have, it's a restaurant now. Interesting. Um, Yes, look, about the hidden cameras and dressing rooms and stuff in stores, like, look, I rarely first of all, it's just you always look bad in the dressing room, and I noticed that when I was 12, okay? Didn't have anything to worry about when I was 12, but I've hated the dressing room since. It's very rare that I actually try something on because I'm, again, a little bit paranoid. All right, let's look at let's see. Since we're on here, we'll look at one more TikTok and then I'm going to well, you know what? Let me stop there. While I'm here, let me read you a letter. Okay? Mm, where is it? Okay, this one comes from, and I'm not going to put it on the screen because I am not sure um how much they want. Sometimes they don't tell me. Sometimes they don't tell me what they want. How much they want me to put on there. They want me to put the the first name, last name, how they want to do it. So I'm just gonna, and then if I'm not careful, their email is on there. So this one is just, we'll just say it's from Krista. So Krista says, hi there again. I'm watching your new video. This was like back on October 8th. So it's a couple weeks old. I'm watching your new video and thought of something to share with you. When I was in college in Kentucky back in the late 90s, there was a lot of crazy paranormal stuff that happened to me on campus. This particular story was incredibly disturbing and witnessed by someone else. I had lived in a co ed dorm with four other people and met my ex husband there. He lived on the floor above me, and I would stay in his room most nights. On one occasion, his roommate had come in from the weekend early Monday morning, around 5:45, and all of the others were sleeping. As he entered the room, he heard the shower running and thought maybe I was there. Didn't think anything of it and went to get more stuff from his car. When he came back up, the shower room door was open and steam was rolling out, but everyone was still asleep and I wasn't in there. I was in my room downstairs and nobody else was there. Apparently, the ghost in our dorm needed a shower. Hope all is well with you guys. Okay, thank you, Krista. Well, there you go. Now, we've talked about some stories, right, of ghosts, and some of the things, some of their shenanigans. But here's where I draw the line. All right. Remember, I don't even know if I've put this. I don't think it's been in my. I stopped doing all the TikToks of the chronologically, chronicling. I don't. You know what I'm trying to say. Telling the story in an order, a timely order of what has happened here, because I have a big long diary of things that happened here at Avalon Cottage, and but the one day that I woke up and for some reason, I don't know, I don't know why I woke up. I just did. And I was, you're walking around way too early in the morning, and I'm, wondering why am I up? And I heard water running in the bathroom, and I'm like, who's taking a bath? Because I've got a shower and a big clawfoot bathtub, and I'm like, who is taking a bath? Because okay, not that baths are bad, but to take a bath in the clawfoot tub, it has to be just the right temperature in the bathroom. Because let me tell you something, that cast iron tub is very cold on your rear end, no matter what time of the year. Okay. So if it is not a very warm day or the water has not been in there really getting warming up that tub, you don't want to get in there. That ain't somewhere you want to sit. All right. It looks lovely, but you got to have time. So it's like, I don't know, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, who on God's earth is heating up the tub? So I'm knocking on the door, nobody's answering, and I push it open, and I'm like, well, come on. And the water was right at the edge, like right about to flip over. And so my faucets are like, okay, they can't, there was a cat in at the time, but the cat couldn't have put the faucets on. For one, they're very hard to and they, instead of, like, you can't just roll them. You're not going to do a regular tub. If the cat's, steps on it, whatever, you can start the tub. Well, this one, you have to, it doesn't go sideways. You have to, because it's so old, the things curl down, and you have to take them from this way and flip them up this way to turn the water on. And it's old. You have to push it harder. And crazy, but I mean, my water drains fairly fast. I mean, it shouldn't be overflowing like that. So I walk in, and just the water is just about to flood the bathroom. And I'm like, what the heck? So I turn the water off and let it start draining. And of course, nobody in the house is up. And I asked everybody later that day, hey, when you sleepwalking, yeah, nobody, everybody's like, what? Pff, same as me. Like, who's trying to take a bath at this hour of the morning? So, my ghosts were apparently having fun in the bathtub. But here is my problem with that. You're not paying my water bill, sir or madam. And I just feel like if you are going to be turning on faucets and running up the bill, then you need to be contributing. Because look, times are tough. Don't you be using my dryer, my water supply. Don't be eating my food. Look, if you're going to live here, and I'm not sure that you're welcome, but if you're going to stay here, don't be using the supplies. Okay? I don't really think you need a bath. And if you are going to bathe, like, can't you do it discreetly? Without touching people, like when somebody else is bathing, can't you get like in the far corner and wash your dusty, ghosty, filmy self off? You know, does it really have to be at this hour of the morning making a mess everywhere? Anyway, that was my story. So that's what I'm thinking about with Krista's story. Like, you just up in here just using the water, all the hot water too. Like, people are going to get up and want to take a shower. There's not going to be any hot water. That is rude. We don't tolerate rude ghosts around here. All right. What are y'all saying? Yeah, I love old houses too. I love the character, but I'll tell you what, the nerve of some of these, spirits. Uh, let's see. Okay, let's look at another TikTok. What about that? And then we'll read another letter. Then I've got some more stuff to look at. Just have a fun time. Y'all having fun hanging out here? Haven't seen y'all in forever. I know some of you are from my Silky Southern channel as well. and I've been offline there. I'm taking a break, an on purpose break, and because I'm kind of changing some stuff there, and I have to take a break to do it. That's the way YouTube likes it. Whatever reasons they do. All right, let's look at some more crazy. What about that? Let's see.
So I live like a 2-3 hour drive away from the Appalachian Mountains, and if you don't already know, the Appalachian Mountains and Appalachia in general have a lot of very spooky lore around them. For the longest time, I didn't believe in any of that lore because every time I went to the Appalachian Mountains, nothing spooky happened to me. That's until a couple of weeks ago when I went on a road trip by myself through the Appalachian Mountains and something so unexplainable happened to me that all I can think is that it was something supernatural. And I tried telling my friends about it and they just don't believe me. Now you see, I was road tripping to Canada to see some friends in Toronto. And just for context, in order to get to Canada from where I live, you have to drive through the Appalachian Mountains. And it's about like a 6-7 hour drive if you don't stop. And my car was kind of dirty and I didn't want to drive all that way in a dirty car, so I decided to take my car to the car wash to get it cleaned. Now it's important to note that it was one of those drive-through car washes, and after I drove through, I went and parked my car to like vacuum it, and I checked outside and my car was completely sparkly clean. That being said, I eventually leave the city in my clean car and I start my road trip up to Canada, and everything is normal at first. That's until I get to the Appalachian Mountains. I'm just speeding along this road in rural Appalachia, pitch black outside, forest on either side of me, when out of nowhere I hear this giant thud on my roof of my car. Now at first I thought it was a branch that hit my car, and it was pretty loud, so I was like, oh, I should probably pull over and see if my car was damaged. But something in me told me not to slow down or stop. Like my spidey senses were tingling, and I'm so happy I did not stop. But I did like tell myself that I would stop at the next lit area, like gas station, rest stop, whatever it may be. So I just keep driving down this road, and as I'm driving, I just happen to look up through my sunroof, which has its like shader thing open, and I kid you not, I see a face in my sunroof. I freak out and I swerve a little bit, and I look back up, and the face isn't there. So I kind of doubt myself. I'm like, maybe I didn't see a face because it didn't look completely human. Like maybe it was just the trees or something. After that though, I was just really freaked out because something just did not sit right with me. So I just kept driving, and I did not stop until I had to get gas. But when I do eventually stop to get gas, I get out of my car and I see that my back windshield is chipped and there are handprints all over the roof of my car. And as I said before, I got my car washed before this and there were no handprints on my car, and I was with my car the entire time, so I have no idea how these got on my car. Now the rest of my drive up to Canada was normal, but guys, the drive back home was arguably equally as weird, so let me know if you want to hear about that. But looking back, like, I still don't want to believe in this lore, but after what I just saw, or what I think I just saw, it's hard to explain it any other way. I don't know, have y'all ever experienced anything like this?
I haven't experienced anything like that, but honestly, seeing faces and stuff, Appalachia. What can I say? It is what it is. I never really thought about it until, what is this? 2025 to me has been the year that I keep seeing all this stuff about Appalachia. And, I've grown up in Appalachia, one state or another. My whole life has been in Appalachia, between North Carolina, Virginia, which would be the very northern part of Appalachia, but Alabama most of my life. Yes, it's weird. Yes, we know things. We know what you do and don't do in the woods, and we know what kind of weird stuff is out here. But at the same time, there's Sachi. I knew she'd come eventually. Say hi to everybody, Sach. Say hi, Sach. It's Halloween. They want to see you. Yes, they do. Hi, Prof. By the way, Prof was y'all. Prof has actually he has a story I would love for him to come and tell on his a live stream or a recorded stream. But anyway, maybe we can get him to do that. If y'all want to hear Prof's stories, put it in the comment. Um, but yeah, so I don't think of it as weird. I mean, it's just stuff you know. Like when the woods go silent, and feel weird, or it gets dark in the middle of the day in the woods. It's like, yeah, weird stuff happens all the time. And it's just you grow up with it. You don't even think about it being weird. It's just like, oh yeah, that's happening again. And you hear stuff out in the woods and the whistles and the screaming and the stuff you can't identify. It's like you just get in the house. Just get in the house, stay in the house. We just know. You stay in the house. That's all you do. Just don't go outside. I don't really think about it, but all of a sudden 2025 she's just not going to leave me alone. 2025 has just exploded with Appalachia. And I'm like, okay, well, this has always been here. This is our life. And I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, yeah, I moved from there, so I didn't have to deal with that. And I'm like, I don't even really think about it. But I did have a friend who moved here recently, just bought a house here, and she's from Wisconsin. So I'm like, let me tell you a few things, okay? You're in Appalachia now. So she's a very independent type girl. And I'm like, just FYI, like, she's not afraid. I'm like, this ain't Wisconsin. So let me just tell you a few things about Appalachia. One of those things is if you hear a whistle, go inside. Just go inside. Hear your name called or somebody's voice you recognize, just go inside. Don't answer it. It is what it is. Let's see. Let me see what all y'all are saying because I can't. Hey there, sweet dude Shibby. I'm missing some people. Look, she's just not gonna leave me alone. All right, so let me go back to another letter. Right, she's okay now. She realized that I'm live, and she's got to have her 15 minutes. So, yeah, it's a good thing they love you. Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing they love you. All right, this is from Patricia Reinhold. I think Patricia, are you still in the chat? She was in the chat just a minute ago. And she doesn't usually mind me saying her name, so I will say this. Hi, Silky, Scully, Sachi, and Lizzie, and Miss Scarlett. Been thinking about paranormal encounters me and my ex-husband have experienced. We moved into one of the ground floor apartments in the recently renovated Kelly Mansion about a year before we relocated to New Mexico. We moved into one of the ground floor apartments. Oh, wait, I just read that. Sorry. I'm distracted by this plume that keeps coming across my field of vision. I just knew it was going to be rife with paranormal activity, and it didn't disappoint. Knocking on the front door, no one there. The kitchen cabinets opening on their own. Yeah, I have that too, Patricia. But my ex husband got to see the full bodied apparition of Old Man Kelly upon opening the door in our bathroom to the basement staircase. Oh, wow. Wow. Richard opened the door leading to the basement, and there stood Old Man Kelly in a suit and top hat. Oh, wow. Rich blinked, and the ghost was gone. Well, I guess the time that we were watching TV in the living room and saw a long dark shadow swirl around the ceiling was pretty frightening, too. Don't ever recall seeing or hearing anything in the bedroom at the front of the apartment, but then again, I sleep tight, so who knows for sure. I think it's different places I've lived that were haunted, not me. Love listening to all these stories. Happy spooky season. Well, thank you, Patricia. I have another letter from her as well. Um, but yeah. Wow. Let's see. What am I missing here? Samantha says you have to lock the doors at dark and put shotguns in the corner of every room. Definitely have to be aware. And here we go. Heather Brown. Hello. Aw, thank you. I'm a hip bee. We had a contest at the beginning of this. It took everybody. Look, I'm doing this again tomorrow night for my real live party at the house, or my daughter's party. I'm just making a guest appearance. I'm wearing a full costume, but hip bee. I'm not, why be just a bee when you can be a hip anyway? Yeah, everybody cringes, but finally somebody got it. Oh my gosh. Let's see, Prof. What's going on with you, Prof? I hadn't talked to you in a while. I heard the bra sound effect in my head when that guy said he looked through the sunroof and seen a face. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Look, it could happen. I've seen like weird stuff but it's gone so fast. I haven't seen it in my um uh I haven't seen it in my like a sunroof or anything though. All right. Let's go to some comments you all have because I want to see, I want to talk about that. So let's see if this is actually going to work. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is from, oh my gosh, I can't see with these glasses. Angela Calmer. And this is, look, some of these are responses to other videos. So, y'all know if you watch this channel, you'll remember us talking about some different stuff, but it's a smattering, okay? We're smattering today. I've had smells all of a sudden come into my living room. Oh my God, y'all. That just reminds me of the smells. Whole other problem. I've had smells of all of a sudden come into my living room, like flowers, perfume, or the smell of someone who had been smoking. You know that smell that gets on their clothes. Yeah. It'll linger and then fade away like someone walked away. I've had my covers jerked down to my legs and I was sound asleep. When my covers were jerked, I told whoever did it to leave me alone. I had a dream. I was little, like 4 years old, and I was running into a field of wildflowers holding a man's hand, and I knew it was my grandfather. I could only see our backs. It was a bright sunny day. My mom called me the next morning and told me he had passed. I knew that was his way of saying goodbye. Yeah. And I think that's beautiful too. You know, we've heard so many stories when people are passing and they stop on their way out to like give a goodbye. Oh, it got ringing in my ears. What does that mean, y'all? But yeah, that they no, I can't think of anybody who stopped to tell me goodbye. I guess they're just like I don't know. I not that I can remember. I've known when people passed, but I can't say anybody's ever visited me. So I guess I just didn't rank high enough. But that's really, really cool. Again, what was she saying the first time I go back? Oh, we're talking about the smells. Yeah. And let me just tell you this, okay? I'm not going to get into this. This is a fun night, but let me just tell you something. And I did a whole video on this. It was wildly unpopular, okay, on my other channel. I should probably move it to this one, but this one is mostly about more light. Well, it's not always lighthearted, but this is more about stories and paranormal, sharing our experiences. On my other channel, I did do a video about demonic smells and how you can know if there are demons present. Very wildly unpopular video, as I have done a lot of wildly unpopular videos there. I'm sure it won't be the last one. But that being said, I recently have had that experience again. I'm like, I need to go back and watch my own video because I did a lot of research for that one just to remind myself. Yeah, this has been spooky season. Is it? I like to have fun with it. There is, and I know not everybody is a Bible believer, but there is a scripture that says, "To the pure, all things are pure, and to the defiled, there's nothing that's pure." Basically, meaning if your heart is pure, you look at things in a pure way. And to those who have a defiled, ugly, dirty, nasty mind, you could give them the most innocent thing in the world, and they're not going to see it in a pure light. So I like to look at the pure part of what I consider spooky season, because as a nurse, I know that death is just as much a part of life. And when you are taught, okay, we don't talk about death, we don't, you know, you kind of put it over here because it's satanic and demonic. And yes, there are a lot of things like that. Like, yeah, it can be really, really bad. There's some horrible things that are going to happen tonight. But um, I also feel like we need to incorporate the part of it that's not that, and teach our kids like death is a part of life, and the silly little skeletons and the stuff, it should make it not as scary. Do you know what I'm saying? So that being said, I like to trying to keep this night pure. All right, we're not going to talk about ugly things. I can, but I'm not going to do it tonight. You want to talk about that? We'll do that either on another channel or at another time. But yeah, I'm just rattling now, so I'm going to shut up. Okay, let me just stop. Stop right here. Let's see. But do know this, that sometimes what is in the smells in your house, it might mean you got a problem. Okay, this one, and I don't. This is like I am AYB1, I think. I enjoy listening to you tell real stories from real people. When I was a child through preteen, I would smell lilacs at weird times, even in deep winter. I didn't put it together until my mother told me a story about how much her grandmother loved lilacs and wore lilac perfume. And now she loves lilacs because they remind her of my grandmother. My grandmother was dropping by and saying hi. Now, I think that is a lovely story because very much we see this in a lot of the ghost stories, right? People are associated by a certain thing, like coffee. We've had a lot of coffee ghosts, somebody who was constantly, and then, we've had roses, we've had, things that are very distinct with loved ones. And flowers seem to be, with a lot of people, their grandmothers, whatever. And that's how they knew it was them coming by, or they felt like it was them saying goodbye. So, what do y'all think? Um, lilac is a very distinctive smell. I love lilacs, by the way. Let me see what y'all are saying. Um, uh, okay, is something going on in here? Because I have no mods in here. Um, Let's see. Let me change glasses real quick. Let me just put on my doubles. Now I look like a bug. Oh, okay. Ringing gears. Let's see. Oh, okay. We're doing. Okay, we're okay. Okay. Oh, hey Heather. Hey there. What you doing? Let's see. I wish you had been here. Now, I know I look like a fly right now, but Heather, I wish you had been here at the beginning of this because you would have gotten my outfit, I think, really quick. I gave him 5 seconds to look and tell me what I was. I'm a hip bee. I said it's a creation. Okay. I think you would have got it because you know me. Heather Heather is one of my very good friends. And Heather and I used to work together. 2 different jobs. So, yeah, Heather probably has a lot of stories that I don't want anybody to know. Oh my god, I wish we worked together still. Let's see. Samantha says, it's just, sweet dude, Chibi, you're killing me. You're killing me. I can't think I can say that out loud on YouTube, but it's hilarious. Samantha says, I was once told that if you start saying names of who may be talking about you, your ears will stop ringing. When you say the name of who is talking about you, the ringing will stop. Huh. Huh. I've never heard that, Samantha, but you know what? I'm going to try that. Yes, death can be beautiful, Heather. It sure can. Let's see. Oh, I'm so far behind in this chat. So far behind. Lori says, I smell my aunt's perfume every once in a while. She wore a perfume that I have never known anyone else to wear. Yeah, see, things like that are so distinctive. I remember, I've told this story several times on here about absolutely smelling the scent of my grandmother, who nobody in the world ever smelled like her. Um, okay. Let's watch another. Let's go back to this and watch another TikTok. And so I can take all of my eyeballs off, okay? So I can quit looking like this. We caught him in a great place. Okay.
Here is a horror story that happened to me and my best friend. If you don't believe in paranormal activity, just scroll because I'm not going to argue with you guys in the comments. So basically, for information, every single time my best friend comes over, no matter the weather or anything, we usually watch a scary movie and then go for a walk. Don't ask why, that's just what we like to do, and usually there's like Taco Bell or some food in there too, but that's just what we do. We were like, let's go for a walk. Now, where we chose to go for a walk might have been where the part where we messed up, but we always go back here. Like, I go back here with my other friends. Like, usually it's fine. I've had 1 or 2 experiences back there, but that's for another time. Basically, it's like houses lined up, and behind their house and behind their backyard is like a small pathway where you can walk. And the pathway leads to train tracks and like a park. It's not even like a park. It just has swings and this huge slide. That's it. So I think it's like dead summer, and we immediately walk outside and a huge cold breeze just smacks me in the face. And I specifically remember that because right after that, I just got this bad like tension in my body that I didn't like at all. And I kind of like brushed it off just because I wanted to go for a walk. Like, I was bored. So like I didn't say anything, but she was feeling the same exact thing. And I figured that out after this happened. So maybe we both should have just spoke up, but whatever. Since we were both feeling a little like scared and, tensed up, Aubrey started telling me a story, and I don't know what it was about. I think it was like this girl stealing someone's boyfriend. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but the most important part is when she was telling the story, she specifically said they were saying this girl had a weird face. And I don't know if this was actually what happened, but in my head, she kept repeating it. She kept saying, this girl had a really weird face. Again, I don't know if she was actually repeating that or if that's just the thing that stuck out to me. But in my head, she said that 10 times. She was just like, she had such a weird looking face. Like, Megan, it looks so weird. It's like, I don't know. That's just like the only thing I remember her saying. And then she said something about like it looking like disformed. And I was like, all right, okay, let's stop. I was like, all right, let's stop, because I got this god awful looking scary girl in my head and I could not get it out. Specifically remember a huge ass cold breeze smacking my face again, and that's when I was like, oh my fucking god, my body like tensed up. I got like the chills and I wanted to say, Aubrey, we need to turn back, we need to go back. Like something in my head was saying, go back, go back, go back, go back. And we kept walking. Just because sometimes I don't know if it's just because I'm being a pussy or if it's my body actually telling me go the fuck back. So I was like, okay, maybe you're just scared, keep walking. So we kept walking. Okay, I'm getting kind of scared because I'm my room's in the basement and like the door's right there. I don't like, it's like too quiet right now.
Don't tell
It's okay.
scary stories in
We're
the
walking
basement.
and we hear 2 branches crack behind us. And I'm like, I shoot my head back and I'm like, did you hear that? And she's like, yeah. I was like, it's fine, Aubrey, just keep walking. So we keep walking and we hear more movement behind us, not trees like or branches cracking, like more like just like movement, like kind of like bushes moving. And I was like, bro, do you hear that or am I tripping? And she's like, no, I hear it, Megan. So I'm like, okay, whatever, just stay calm. And then it happened the 3rd time and we bolted. Like, we didn't even see anything at this time. We just ran, right? Aubrey was a little ahead of me because the thing is like anytime anything like this happens, I like when everyone's in front of me just so I can like make sure everyone's there. And right behind Aubrey, and you guys saying this, I know you guys are not going to believe me, but you please believe me because I'm not lying. Like genuinely from the bottom of my heart, not lying. And I was almost throwing up and crying after this, like genuinely. So standing behind Aubrey, well, chasing Aubrey actually, is this tall black man with a long stretched out face. He didn't really have a face. He just had like a long mouth and like long eyes, kind of like that, all black, black body. And he was like hovering over Aubrey because it's like he was right there. He could have like got Aubrey if he wanted to, but he was just like kind of pacing, like this was Aubrey and this was him, and he was just like kind of pacing with her, if that makes sense. And I'm just like running, like I'm running basically next to it, and I'm just like looking up at it. Like I didn't say anything, like I didn't. So we get to one of like the houses, because like I said, we're a pathway behind houses, so we come out where we can like kind of run out in one of their front yards, if that makes sense. So we get there and I like put my hands on my knees like this and I'm breathing heavy and I'm crying, and Aubrey's like, Megan, what was that? What the fuck was that? And I'm like I can't breathe because I don't think she saw it. If I'm wrong, Aubrey, correct me in the comments. I don't think she saw it, but I'm out of breath, like crying, and I'm like, Aubrey, I'm gonna throw up. I can't catch my breath. And she's like trying to hold me and like walk me down the court, because basically I live on courts, and so we were trying to get to the end to get like to the main thing, if that makes sense. If you guys want me to, I can like always pull up a map and explain it, but that's like, I don't know. And so we're walking, and I'm not even joking. You can tell I'm just looking back every single second. I'm like, I'm not joking. I tell Aubrey, you look forward, I'll look back, because we need to make sure like that wasn't someone real, even though deep down I knew it wasn't, because he was right there. He was literally right there. I just heard something on my door. No one better try to scare me right now, because I will actually fucking kill someone. I'm actually scared. And thinking back to this, oh my god, now I'm hearing shit. We got back and I'm like crying, and I don't even know what we do. Oh yeah, we come in my room. We sit down, still out of breath. And then that's when we kind of like calm down a little, because you know, we're in my room, we're safe. But we're still like looking around my room, like we don't want to leave my room. Like it was just so bad. I don't know, but whatever it is, we haven't gone back since. So, yeah. But thanks for watching my story time, guys. If you guys want more, comment, because I have so many more, because stuff has happened in my house, at other people's houses, around my house, and yeah. So, love you guys. Bye.
Okay, let me ask you this. There are so many different variations of They call him Slender Man. There's the Hat Man. We've talked a lot about the Hat Man in here. And the Hat Man shows up in the hospitals and nursing homes and, places that people are dying, passing away. Um, a lot of, crazy stuff. But then Slender Man is somehow, I don't know, similar, but not always. Like, Slender Man is more there to scare you, I guess, because people see Slender Man and people aren't, actively in the passing away phase. So, I've heard and talked to people in real life who have seen like a variation of Slender Man. And, I have seen a Hat Man as well when nobody was passing away. But most of the Hat Man stories we hear are, of course, when somebody is dying. So put in the comments, let me ask y'all, Heather Martin, if you are still in here, let me ask you because I know Heather Fletcher. Um, if you are, do you have any, you probably do have stories, weird stories of things happening when a patient is uh, passing. I just wondered, because I don't know, of all the things that we've talked about, I don't know if we've ever talked about that. I can't remember. Um, and but yeah, the I don't know, because what do y'all think? Does anybody have an opinion about what the Hat Man is? Now, when they talk about Hat Man in the hospital and the nursing homes, whatever, then I feel like they're saying that it's kind of like the angel of death. That's kind of the connotation I get. Slender Man is very different. Slender Man just seems to be hanging around to scare people. I'm not sure, but whatever. I've had a little bit of experience with both. They're just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes you just see so much, you're just not like, you're like, okay, well, whatever. There you are. Again. Um, let's see. Can I call in and tell a story from my friend real quick? Absolutely. The best way to do that, Prof, is to just call me and let me put it on speakerphone because it'll pick up on my mic really well. Absolutely. That would be a treat. We'll see. Let me go ahead and change this back. I might have to refresh this. Sometimes these chat messages get like stuck. That might have been from like an hour ago. So I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. But yeah, Prof, go ahead and call. Let's see. While we're waiting for that. Like I said, slightly off topic, there's a bar in Houston allegedly haunted. Stevie Ray Vaughan used to play there a lot. I believe it's haunted. Strong vibes. I wonder if I've heard about that bar. There used to be a show, Buckeye, that can't remember. They used to, what was it called? It used to be like haunted hotels, haunted bars, haunted. They used to go around the country doing that. Did they do an episode there? Because that sounds kind of familiar. Let's see. The last time you talked about the Hat Man. Oh no, you dreamed about the Hat Man. Oh my god. Yeah, it's crazy. Um Heather says, as far as seeing anyone, no, but feeling a presence, yes, and a cold breeze, for lack of better wording, even in hot rooms. And she's talking about, because she's a nurse also, um, she's talking about when people are passing. Yeah, that's I've had seen weird stuff in hallways before. Usually when they're passing, when they actually do the passing, it's more calm. All right, let me put you on speakerphone. Hey, Prof.
Hey, Silky.
Okay, let's make sure. Let me wait for the comments. Let's make sure, or maybe you
See
can
if
hear.
everyone can hear me. Hey, everybody.
Can y'all hear? I don't know which way my.
I gotta move fast because I got some business to
Oh,
go
okay.
take care of. It's getting dark. Okay, Shibby says yes.
Okay. All right. Tell us your story, Prof.
Hey, okay. Hey, this is a good one, and it just happened.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
so mhm. So I have this best friend guy for many years now, and he's like 52. Okay. Well, I hadn't heard from him for a few weeks, and then he messaged me the other day, and he said, hey, I had a stroke, you know,
Oh, no.
and he's like, I'll call you in a few days. So then 2 days ago, he called me. And so he told me that he basically had a multi-day stroke event in which it started and kept going until he finally went to the emergency room, and then they determined what was happening. Then they admitted him. So he said, like, about his third or fourth night there, that he was in ICU, and he said where he was, it's like a ward that's circular, and so that the nurse's desk is in the middle, and then all around are rooms. Have you ever heard of a setup like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said that on the beds there were trigger devices, so he couldn't get up out of the bed without triggering the nurse alarm. So what he did, he pulled a little scheme because he said he had to use the bathroom real bad, and he felt that he could walk from A to B. So he said he finally he got a bunch of his luggage and different things he had that were kind of heavy, and he set them on the bed with himself. And then he said he sat up and then went to the restroom, and he said that, just about the time he was going back to his bed, he looked over, and he said, how I mentioned it's a circular
Yeah.
level where there's rooms all in the round in a circle. So he says, as he's looking out towards that area, towards the nurse's station, he sees clear across on the other side that he said all he saw was a black figure, like blacker than black from head to toe. Well, he said he saw it about down to the knees.
Yeah.
And he said it was a pure shadow. And he said, Prof, I think I saw a shadow man.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, did it have a hat on? Was it a hat man? And he said, no, it was just like a normal white man type of figure, but totally black with no light bouncing off of it. And he said it was standing outside of one of the doors of one of the patients across from me. And then he said the next day, he heard that guy had died.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, man, it sounds like that was a spirit or maybe his own out of body spirit you saw or something, that, that he, on the way towards death, he got out of body and was maybe in the hallway. And he said, well, maybe, but maybe it's also the Grim Reaper or something, someone coming to take him. So what do you think?
I mean, I've wondered too. Remember the movie Meet Joe Black? It's
Hmm.
actually it's kind of a remake of an older black and white movie, but I mean, we say Angel of Death and or a Grim Reaper as if they're gonna have wings or a sickle, but what if they don't? What if it is a guy in a top hat and he's just like, inviting you to a party in the afterlife, and you're just like, "Oh, okay, let's go."
Just
You
coming
know?
to hold your hand.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine he would be, a nice looking guy, or maybe for men, there's a female. I don't know. Like, I don't know, but it would be somebody. I don't think if you saw somebody like that, the angel of death, I don't think it would be scary. Um, unless they're dragging you to hell. So I think that
Well,
would
I
be
asked him that. I said, was it scary? Was it big, like superhuman size, or was it normal? And he said, no, it's just like a normal guy, but totally black. And he didn't have
yeah,
any fear. And this guy, he wasn't on any kind of hallucinogens or anything. They were basically trying to stabilize his blood, lower his blood pressure and stabilize it so that he could be released,
yeah.
you know? And and so that was his story. And it was just a week ago, I want to say.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's the angel of death, or, I mean, certainly I feel like both angels and demons hang out at places like that. But I think a lot of it is, yeah, based on fear. Not just fear, but that sense of ew, evil. Like, you can sense evil. And we have the connotation, I think, in our head that if something is black, it is bad. And I don't necessarily think that. I think sometimes it's just darkness, they're coming in darkness. Um, but I mean, who wants to see? I don't know. But then again, could it be the Hat Man? Could it be? I mean, I've seen things. The Hat Man that was at my house was not a good thing, and it was very the same. Um, Completely black, like head to toe black. Mine had a cape as well, and he was very arrogant, I guess is the way, but he was trying to hide at the same time. But yeah, it was definitely evil what was at my house. So I guess it's all in the way you feel, the connotation. But when you said he was standing outside that door, I'm like, that guy died. I know it, like it's like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
died.
Well, I was when he told me the story, I was waiting. Because, my friend he's pretty animated too. Like he laughs a lot when he's telling story. And,
Uh-huh.
and he was kind of laughing saying it. And I'm thinking, don't tell me he's about to say the guy died that night. And he said, yeah, prof. Sure
Yeah.
enough, when I woke up in the morning, they said the guy had died. I was
Yeah.
like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that led me to believe, I don't know, maybe it was the guy. Or, maybe it was the guy's like soul walking around, or maybe, like you
Yeah.
say, the
That
angel of
too.
death or something. I don't know.
I mean, that too. Like, maybe it is your own, self walking around, because a lot of people say they can, they walked around, they saw their body laying there. And I mean, that's going to be weird, but, you know,
Yeah, well, and I believe, like you too, like that's a place where, a lot of people have probably expired. And I would guess you might have a lot of, souls walking around that building that ain't going
hmm.
home yet.
Yeah. And we've been debating that a lot on this channel. Is like, some people say you have 3 days, that like it's a thing that you stay here for 3 days before you go somewhere. And I'm like, I don't want to like miss my transport. Like, I don't want to
How
get
the hell
stuck
would
there.
anybody know? If anybody came back after 3 days and been like, well, I decided not.
I don't know. I'm like, but I just like, where do
What
I
in
stand?
tarnation?
Yeah, there used to be a show on. I don't know if you remember. Well, I can't think of the name of it, but there was a ghost, a werewolf, and a vampire that lived in the same house, and like all these people would die, and everybody got a door. And if you didn't make it in time, like your door would disappear if you didn't walk through it. And I'm like, like, what if 3 days I could wander, Prof? Like, I could literally wander around, and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm dead. Like, I got nothing to do. Let me go check on somebody. What if I miss my door because I'm wandering?" 3 days is too
Mm-mm.
long.
Better set a timer.
Get back to the place of death.
And you see Heavy Brown getting spicy with me tonight? She got a little.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, Heather.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I wish you would come in here. I know you talked about you had we talked about one time you having a near death experience. So I would love for you to come and talk about that sometime. If
Oh
you
yeah,
want
as a
to.
young man. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be
Well,
a great thing to talk about.
I'll tell some more stories. So I'll see everybody later. And thank you, Silky. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do.
Oh,
But
yeah, I know. Well, y'all have fun. Y'all have fun and watch out for all the hip bees out there.
all right. You look like my middle school librarian on a holiday.
Y'all have fun. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right. So, yeah. So, let's see. What do y'all think the shadow that was? Again, let me put my fly. Let's look like a fly again, because I have to have glasses over my glasses. This is going to be terrible. Oh my gosh. So Samantha, are you saying it was a guardian spirit? Oh, let's see. Wait, heavy. Let's see. Get some of that stuff. I can't catch up with some of it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Heather Brown. That's a terrible thing in your house, which I've had. I've had someone unalive their self. I've said this before. Like, this is so crazy the way I look right now. Right where I'm sitting, right here, where my chair is sitting. Well, somewhere in this general area, I've had 2 people pass away. So there you go. I sit in the hot spot every time I shoot a video or do a live. Y'all are so funny. So what do y'all think that was? Deb says, "Hilky, I should email you some of my stories from doing paranormal investigation." Yes, you should. We caught a lot of audio, some video, and things with her. You know what, Deb? If you're doing paranormal investigations, you should not only email me, but if you want to come on here live and talk about it, and I'll shut up and you can tell your stories. Actually, we can double stream if you like. We can if you stream to TikTok or another platform. The way I'm set up, we can stream at the same time. You can stream to somewhere else if you do that. So that would be fun. All right, how long have we been going? Look, I know. Okay, an hour and a half. Look, we haven't even gotten that much done. We're just talking. We're just hanging out, chilling, being chill together. I like it. I love to talk to y'all. I miss y'all. I don't go live as much on Spooky Southern. I do a lot on Silky, but I haven't, and I probably won't for another 2 weeks at least. But I'm chomping at the bit. So much to say about so many different things. And y'all, you know what's scary? You know what's scarier than any of these stories? The aliens. Y'all, did you know that the alien ship, whatever, was it 2 days ago? It like came into our vicinity, our atmosphere, whatever. Okay, like so my daughter and her person were down here. We were talking about this, and he says, "Hey, did you know the aliens like arrived?" And I'm like, into our atmosphere, not whatever our wherever they were coming. How close, I don't know. I was like, "No, they okay, so they got here." I'm like, "Well, we had some fortune cookies. I'm we had 3 and I'm like, "You know what? Y'all take these. I already had my fortune cookie." And you know what it said? It said, "I am going to have the opportunity for a vacation soon." And I'm like, "You know what? I haven't had a vacation in a couple of years. Like, I really, really need a vacation." And so I was so excited. And I said, "Maybe it's the aliens. Maybe they're going to try to abduct me, take me to somewhere. Maybe that's my vacation." I don't know. That's not funny. I'm not going. Look, I'm just telling y'all right now. I said this on my other channel. If you don't watch Silky Southern, no, in all seriousness, if they say get on a bus, we're taking you somewhere safe, don't get on the bus. Do not get on the bus. Okay? Don't do it. That's just like, y'all need to figure out how to defend yourself against aliens, and I'm not sure what I'm doing either, but I ain't getting on the bus. Anyway, let's watch one more TikTok. How about that? Before we call it a night. I enjoy y'all so much. Let's see what we got. Let's find something that looks scary. Oh, by the way, this woman, she has 13 days of Appalachian stories. So I would check her out.
One of the weird things that happens in the Appalachian Mountains is total darkness seemingly out of nowhere in the middle of the day. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, no eclipse, no storm to back this up. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary every single time. Welcome to day 4 of our 13 days of Haunted Appalachia, and today we are going to be talking about this strange phenomenon. I, to my full knowledge, have never experienced this before, or so I thought until recently. Whenever I was writing out my stories for this, my husband spoke up and said, "We have experienced that." And I said, "No, we have not. I have never experienced this. It's one of my biggest fears." And he went on to tell me a story that I was present for that I have no memory of happening. So let me tell you what apparently happened to myself and my husband. So we were on my family's farm one day. It was midday. My family's farm is located in Southwest Virginia, about 20 minutes away from the Appalachian Trail. So we're in the trenches of the mountains. Anyways, my husband is by himself in the hayfield. I have no idea where I am. It is possible that I was either inside of the barn or inside of the house when this happened and really didn't experience it, or something creepier happened and I don't remember it because something took that memory. I don't know. Anyways, my husband describes thinking about what a pretty day it was and how it wasn't cloudy, like it was such a pretty day. And he said out of nowhere it went completely silent and completely dark in that hayfield. So much so that he was getting out his phone and looking up to see if we had an eclipse that day because there was no excuse for this. And his phone battery was rapidly passing at the same time. Like, it was declining. And on top of all of this happening, everything went silent around him. He said it didn't last for too long, but he doesn't know if that's because it just doesn't last long or if it's because he started calmly walking away, but it did go back light and everything was fine. But I have no memory of this happening. I was up there, apparently. I don't know though, so that's terrifying. But I'm curious to know if this has happened to any of you guys as well. I know this is one of the more rare things that happens here, but it happens, so we had to talk about it. One of the weird things that happens in the
Okay. If any of y'all live in Appalachia, I didn't realize. I kept saying for the longest time that I'm in the very northern part of the very bottom part of Appalachia, but actually Appalachia goes way down into Alabama. I did not realize. I thought it was stayed up in the northern part, and I started looking at the map, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I am all up in Appalachia. You don't see as much crazy, of course, in the in the city as you do in the country. I grew up a lot in the country, running around the mountains. Um, yeah, barefoot, just like every good Alabama girl did, playing with, snakes and spiders and fish. And I was a tomboy. I I ran around. I had more guy friends and did guy stuff more than I did girly stuff when I was growing up. So, I mean, I spent a lot of time outside, and especially I was an only child. So, even if I wasn't with the guys that lived on in my area, um, I was by myself out in the woods. So, I have a lot of time, and that's why I I don't know, that's why I enjoy my own company now. I got used to it. So I don't get lonely. But I've noticed this. It is a thing. Now, I've heard people talk about it going like black. I have never experienced that, but I have very often, a lot, especially in the woods, where everything goes dark, like really, really dark. Not black, not like night where you see the stars, but you're walking around the middle of the afternoon, and it's not like the sun goes behind a cloud kind of shade. I'm talking about all of a sudden it gets dark, like you think it's dusk, and all of a sudden you're like, how long have I been out here? And you're like, I got to get home. Like, I got to get out these woods before, like, it's fixing to be dark any second. And it gets very dark very quickly. And then as you're walking, you're trying to get out. All of a sudden, they're right. It doesn't last long. All of a sudden, there you are. And it's light again, like bright. And there's a difference in like this, it being overcast and the kind of dark I'm talking about. So I've also seen it briefly, not in the woods, but it's just, the sky gets unnaturally dark, the whole area that you're in. I'm not talking about like 2 miles down the road, but where you're at, it will get very unnaturally dark in the middle of the day and doesn't last. But it's just, what the heck just happened here? It's almost like an eclipse when there isn't one. It's like, hello, just that darkness. So I don't know. Have y'all ever experienced that? How many of y'all that are in the chat live in Appalachia? Appalachia is a very large area. So I don't know if y'all have experienced anything like that. Let me see. Let's see. Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. That's true. I'm even further south than the Chattahoochee. The Chattahoochee is north of me. Let's see. All right. Well, I have enjoyed very much. Y'all are funny in the comments. I'm reading some. Y'all just enjoying yourself, and that's fine. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Does Deb have a YouTube channel? That was another question. I see somebody over here asked it, and I didn't see the answer to that. Deb, if you do, let's see. Oh, you don't. Okay. Okay, where am you at over here? Where's that comment? I want to highlight it. Well, you know what? If you want to start one, Deb, or you want to do so, like, just get with me. I'll help you. I'll do what I can to help you. It's hard to do. It is hard to do stuff live. I will tell you that. Live investigations when you're out on the field, I do not recommend. I mean, not for paranormal. It's just you really need to be present in the moment, and it's really hard it's hard to be present and keep up with what's going on your stream, and people like it's difficult. But yeah, I hope y'all had a good All Hallows Eve and you enjoyed this live stream. And again, to the one who won the book, email me, and you email me, Deb, if you want to do a live stream. You can do it from your phone if you just want to get on and talk about it. And then there'll be, if you just want to come on and talk about your experiences, you can share that, and it's recorded on YouTube, and then you can use it from me to start your own, clip it up, whatever. I am not competitive. Anybody that knows me on either channel will tell you I am not competitive. All right. I compete with myself only to do better. So I am all about trying to help people. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll do it again soon. We'll do it again during the holidays. Maybe one channel or the other. I like to do it sometimes during the holidays if there's a time then that people aren't doing anything. Um, if they have nothing to do. Um, it's a good time to get online and just share. All right. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the evening. I didn't think we were going to go this long. I have a ton of stuff to share, letters and comments and stuff that I didn't get to. So I will be making videos on those. In the meantime, y'all keep sending your stuff in. I can't. People tell me all the time, I don't want to see the TikToks. I prefer the live stories. Well, okay, send them in. Send them in. Because I don't want to reread. I can get on Reddit or but like, I don't want to reread somebody else's. I want your stories, my subscribers, people that, watch this show. Okay. So, anyway, y'all be careful, be safe. I will see you soon. Stay warm. Yeah. Whatever you do, just stay spooky. I'll see you later. Bye bye.